Hi, Andrew here. So today we're going to do some armor testing. An ARFCOM member, Free Willy, sent me some RUAG, or RUAG, Swiss 2017 manufacturer SS109. He wanted me to test it against some steel armor because the penetrator used in this SS109 is said to be quite a bit harder than the penetrator used in other SS109 or M855 ammo. While we're at it, we're also going to test the ability of the C.A.T.I. level 3 steel coated plate to soak up fragmentation. You'll remember in my video on the Premier level 3 plate that I was a bit critical of their plate for not really soaking up all that much fragments. So while we're doing this test, if the bullets are stopped, we're going to take a look at how well it contains the fragments by two sort of sensor mechanisms. One is I've lined the edge of the plate with masking tape. And that should give us an indication of if anything makes it out the side of the plate. I've also placed water bottles right next to the plate. If anything comes off of the plate with enough energy to poke a hole in the water bottle, we can conclude that it would at the very least make a scratch on your body, if not a lethal wound. In any case, it will tell us whether or not the plate is containing the fragments. Bear in mind that this CATI level 3 plate has been struck about a half dozen times already, and it's been perforated by M193. So we're not starting with a fresh plate to begin with. Let's see how well it stops RUAG SS109, and if it stops it, whether or not it holds those fragments in. We'll be using an AR15.com upper with an 18-inch 1-in-7 twist barrel. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's the edge that was facing. You can see it looks like water's leaking, but I think that's just stuck behind the label. We'll see in a second. So you can see a little bit of rubber pieces on the label, but it doesn't look like anything hurt the plastic. No. Yeah, those little drips were just stuck between the label and the plastic. Same thing on this side. You can see a little bit of rubber dust, but it doesn't look like any real damage. Of course, the tape broke where I was shooting. As the coating pulls up, it pushed the tape off. The tape tore where the other tape was going across it, and where the coating had been ripped from earlier shots. But you can see it doesn't look like any bullet fragments made it out. Now you can see some fragments sitting here on the table. Oh, there's one. There's one that's actually in the table. So, a couple of fragments came out. Of course, nothing actually went through. And there's the back side of the plate, if you care. Okay, so it stopped at cold. Not too surprising given that level 3 plates normally stop SS109 or M855. The only reason we thought it might get through this one is that that penetrator is harder than other SS109. Doesn't seem to have made that much of a difference. As far as the fragmentation being contained, it did a really good job. Again, bear in mind that this plate has already been hit a good half dozen times or so, and a couple of the rounds that I fired got a little bit more towards that lower left quadrant where I'd already hit a few times. That said, still, most of what came out of that plate was just rubber dust, and one tiny little jacket fragment did make it into the table below. Otherwise, it soaked up the fragments really, really well. And I have a feeling that additional hits, at least in other places on the plate, will probably continue to soak up rounds. Now, a lot of people criticize steel armor as being categorically inferior to ceramic composite plates, and I disagree. While there are some significant benefits to ceramic plates, primarily they tend to have a wider threat envelope. They can stop more types of threats. There are some significant benefits to steel plates beyond the obvious cost difference. One of the main benefits to a steel plate is that when it's struck, if it does stop the ammunition, there's no backface deformation. Ceramic plates always have some backface deformation, which means more energy transmitted to your body, which means more pain and injury, and you're less likely to be fully in the fight after taking a hit in a ceramic plate. Steel plates are also more durable, although ceramic plates aren't nearly as fragile as a lot of people seem to think they are. It's not like they're made out of coffee cups. And finally, steel plates tend to be a lot thinner, which means that you have a better chance of wearing them, if not concealed, at least a lot less obviously than you would with a ceramic plate that's twice as thick. There are a lot of different reasons to choose various different armor products. You, as the end user, are the only person who can make those determinations for yourself, but steel armor does have its place. If you have any questions, if you disagree with me, if you want to talk to me about how wicked awesome your ceramic plates are, we're all suitably impressed, but we'd love to hear it. So go ahead and leave a comment below. And as always, have a great day.